Hello YouTube. I am going to start my new build. This will be a Commander 1911 in 45 ACP, and I've decided to basically try to film everything, even though some of it is going to be repetitive. So the sections of the build that I feel I've done before in detail, I'm going to just speed up and speed through, while the other sections I'm going to spend a little bit more time on that I haven't covered before, sections that I haven't covered before. So the reason we're starting with the trigger guard undercut is because actually of the magwell. Once I put the magwell on and it's going to be soldered on, I won't be able to checker the frame, and that's the reason why I need to checker the frame first. But I don't like the current radius here, so that's why I need to do that before I do the checkering, and then later on we'll solder on the magwell. You see right there, we're touching, and what we're touching, and their calipers are pretty perpendicular to the frame. So now we can take this out. Now that we know that that is our depth, set the front strap to be vertical. So basically I don't cut into it. Now I'm going to start checkering. My front strap is not perfect, but I think it'll be okay. And in order for me to show you how I'm going to do this, I'm actually going to attach the jig on the opposite side of what I normally do, and I'm going to be changing the process a little bit because normally what you would want is to attach a different jig to your frame first, so that you can first cut the horizontal line very lightly over here to mark your end or stop line of your checkering. And here's that other jig. You would put it on the frame kind of like that, move it up to where the file can still lay flat, do a couple of guidelines, basically do a couple of strokes with your checkering file, and then take the jig off basically and file down the last line a little bit, and then you would attach maybe a copper wire or something to that, kind of put it into that line, just so it creates a stop for your file when you're doing verticals. But I'm going to be doing something different here. I don't have a 10 line per inch checkering file, but I do want to checker my grip for extreme texture basically. So I want to try and do 10 lines per inch. So I'll be using my 20 line per inch file, checkering file. I'll be lightly marking all the lines and then choosing every other line and deepening that using my V file. So because it's a whole different thing, and because I'm still going to be touching my trigger guard undercut a little bit, I think we'll be okay. I may not need to have a stop line, so we'll see. Basically, I mounted the jig. This just provides a flat surface against which I can put my file down, and that's what's going to allow me to start my lines perfectly vertical. So what I'm going to do is lay the file flat on the front strap, make sure that it's not canted, kind of like that, and I'll just start marking a couple of lines here, trying to not let the file get away from me at any point. And you'll see the importance, the reason why I colored my my front strap, the reason why I put layout dye on it, is so that you'll see the importance of having a really flat and nice front strap. Because if it's not, you see how I'm only marking in a couple of spots, not everywhere. That's why you would want to have your front strap first filed perfectly, so that you don't have this kind of stuff going on. But you know, I kind of knew that that was going to happen. That's not going to work. Those are our starting lines. Now we can try, because I don't want to cut them too deep, we can try and use them as a guide as I start tilting my file a little bit. It's very important to keep the file moving perfectly straight, and we'll try to mark more lines now going to the sides basically. Alright, this has been a very slow process. I've been trying to be very careful as far as not cutting my guidelines too deep, and then deepening every other line by hand using my V file, which I broke. Now it's a stubby file basically, but I can still use it, so I'm using it. Now I'm going to spill over onto the other side and try to do the same. Vertical lines are the most difficult ones because they need to, well, it's harder to keep them straight. So once these are done, horizontals are going to be much easier. Alright, I just cleaned up the front strap a little bit, and now you can see hopefully that I've been alternating. So if you can imagine how huge these pyramids are going to be, I think you can already imagine how grippy or how aggressive this grip is going to be. Now we're going to start checkering or creating the horizontal lines, and I'm going to use the other part of the Modern Gunsmith checkering guide, or checkering guide. I got it in Brownells. That's the information right there. Hopefully you can see it. So the other half of the jig is actually this little guy that goes onto the front strap. I'm going to move it up to where my file can still sit flat, just about there on the frame, and then using a provided Allen wrench, I'm going to tighten it down, making sure that it's still sitting flat on the frame. Okay. Now I'm going to start using it as a guide, prop my file against it, and we'll start laying a few lines. Now we're going to start deepening, and again I'm going to be alternating. I've started deepening the vertical lines again with my 90-degree file, and the reason why I'm using the 90-degree file is because the cut would be much shallower as it gets wider than the 60-degree file. You can see I wrapped a little leather cord around the front strap, just so now I'm going to be protecting it a little bit. And now I'm just bringing the pyramids to a point, or 2 points. The frame has been washed and then sprayed with preservative, rust preservative. As you can see, there's a little bit of a rusting happening, or patina happening on the frame already, but that's okay because it still hasn't been sanded. The sides have not been sanded, so that's fine. I don't think it will continue to rust. Here's what the checkering looks like. I did mess up on this side where I said I thought the lines were going a little bit at an angle, and I tried to correct them, but I just made them look worse. So we'll not be doing this again, as in fixing. Even if they're a little bit crooked, I think it's better than what I have now. In any case, it turned out pretty good and very, very aggressive, which is actually what I wanted. So this grip almost hurts. I mean, right now my hands are tired, and a little bit tenderized from rubbing on files and stuff, but even now I feel like I'm almost getting hurt. I mean, look at that. That's so if I squeeze pretty hard, see the imprint on my fingers? I mean, it's very aggressive grip, so I think I'm gonna like it, but after shooting it, we'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind. This coupled with the grip panels that I'll put on it, which are Diamondbacks, it'll make this pistol be almost impossible to leave your hand, basically, or to move inside your hand. So I think it'll be good. Well, interesting in any case. So there's my attempt at 10 line per inch checkering. Thank you for watching.